When Tiger Woods walked back into the courtroom that morning, most people still saw the man from the headline, "Judge laughs at Tiger Woods in court, then gets stunned by his legal genius." The smirks lingered, especially from those who'd watched him stumble through legal jargon just 2 days earlier. But something about him was different now. He stood taller, calmer. The clumsy athlete they thought they had figured out now carried only a thin folder and a quiet intensity that unsettled even the most confident in the room. Judge Margot Hensley, a seasoned federal judge with no patience for theatrics, gave him a skeptical glance. Tiger wasn't fazed. Dominion Gear's legal team, led by high-powered attorney Everett Lang, barely looked up. They believed the case was already won. Tiger had bumbled his way through the opening. Why would today be any different? Tiger rose, faced the bench, and said plainly, "Your Honor, I'd like to present my evidence." His voice was level, firm. Something in his tone silenced the gallery. The laughter had faded. The courtroom didn't know it yet, but they were about to witness a transformation that would rewrite the rules of the case entirely. But what could Tiger possibly have in that folder that would shake the courtroom to its core? Tiger connected a small USB stick to the court's display system. Within seconds, the screen lit up with time-stamped security footage. It showed Dominion executives entering his private golf research facility months earlier, during what was pitched as a friendly innovation tour. The footage didn't lie. They lingered in restricted zones and snapped photos when no one was watching. Gasps rippled through the gallery. Everett Lang jumped to object, but Judge Hensley raised her hand. "Let him finish." Tiger calmly clicked to the next file, a series of internal Dominion emails retrieved from a whistleblower. One read, "Tiger's grip tech is the future. We take it before he figures out patenting it." Judge Hensley sat back, lips pursed. She had laughed at Tiger on day one. Now she was leaning forward. "Mr. Woods," she said, voice tighter, "is this all verified?" Tiger nodded. "Verified. Independent timestamps. Forensic review available." And just like that, the courtroom energy shifted. Tiger wasn't just defending himself. He was building a case. But if this is only the beginning, what else is Tiger hiding up his sleeve? Tiger continued with shocking precision. He revealed audio recordings of closed-door Dominion meetings where executives joked about out-golfing the golfer. One voice said, "Let him play tournaments, we'll play the patent office." The entire courtroom went quiet. Lang grew red-faced. But Judge Hensley didn't allow interruptions. "Mr. Woods," she asked, "where did these recordings come from?" Tiger responded. A former Dominion employee came forward. She was uncomfortable with what she witnessed. He pulled out a signed affidavit and an NDA termination clause, legally bulletproof. Every time Dominion thought they'd struck first, Tiger had already set the counter in motion. It wasn't just strategy, it was chess. And each piece he moved put Dominion closer to checkmate. Judge Hensley was no longer laughing. She was calculating. Tiger then did something no one expected. He cited a little-known section of the Fair Use and Innovation Act, Section 19B. The statute allowed courts to impose a development freeze on any company found guilty of willful technology theft, a 5-year ban on related product development. Judge Hensley blinked. "Mr. Woods, do you have legal precedent for this statute being applied?" Tiger nodded. 3 federal cases, Appendix B. He handed it to the clerk. Lang rose furiously. "Your Honor, this is absurd. This statute is obscure, rarely invoked." But the judge cut him off. "Rare doesn't mean invalid, Mr. Lang." She turned back to Tiger. "Are you requesting the court consider this remedy?" Tiger replied calmly. "Yes, Dominion should not profit from what they tried to steal." The gallery murmured in surprise. Even the court reporter paused her typing for a moment. A 5-year ban could cripple Dominion's entire research pipeline, and Tiger knew it. He wasn't just fighting back anymore. He was going for the knockout. Lang leaned toward his client, whispering urgently. Dominion's CEO, Richard Vail, stared at Tiger with a dawning realization. This wasn't just a public embarrassment. It was a business death sentence waiting to be signed. If one obscure law could bring a tech empire to its knees, what else had Tiger uncovered while everyone was too busy underestimating him? Lang scrambled. That afternoon he called a technical expert to testify that Dominion's grip coating was substantially different. But under cross-examination, Tiger asked a single question. "What is the core compound used in your coating?" The expert paused. "A polymer infused with nanocarbon." Tiger smiled. "Exactly the same as mine." The expert stammered. "It's common in material science." But the jury and the judge had heard enough. The expert had admitted their tech was virtually identical. Desperate, Lang shifted strategy. "Your Honor, we believe Mr. Woods' evidence may have been altered. But Tiger was ready. Here are the original metadata logs verified by a third-party forensic lab. He handed over the report. Once again, every trap Dominion tried to set, Tiger had already diffused. The tension in the room became electric. The once smirking Dominion legal team now sat motionless, watching their case unravel piece by piece. Judge Hensley skimmed the forensic report, then looked directly at Lang. "Is there anything else you'd like to challenge, counselor?" The silence said it all. Lang sat down slowly, his confidence shaken. For the first time, it was clear that Tiger wasn't playing defense. He was dismantling Dominion's empire in real time. And the most devastating piece of evidence? Tiger hadn't even revealed it yet. Judge Hensley allowed Tiger to call one final witness, the whistleblower herself, Marissa Shaw. She had been Dominion's R&D assistant. Under oath, she described how the company took Tiger's tech and fast-tracked a competing patent within 2 weeks of their visit. "I was told to scrub all source references and change formatting to avoid detection," Marissa said. "When I objected, I was threatened with termination." She pulled out a printed email chain, Dominion executives joking about cleaning the fingerprints off Tiger's swing. The courtroom sat frozen. Even the court clerk stopped typing for a moment to listen. Lang tried to discredit her, citing a severance dispute, but Tiger had already anticipated it. He presented a clean severance agreement and time-stamped legal correspondence showing no bad blood or pending claims. Judge Hensley looked directly at Lang. "This witness is credible. Dominion is not." She turned to Marissa and gave a rare nod of respect. Gasps rippled through the gallery as Tiger walked calmly back to his seat. Dominion's wall of silence had cracked, and now the truth was pouring through. But with Marissa's testimony shaking the foundation, was Tiger about to bring the entire house down? Judge Hensley recessed court for final review. Behind closed doors, Dominion's board called Lang in a panic. "Settle, now." But Tiger refused every offer. "I'm not here for money," he told them. "I'm here for the truth." His calm refusal sent a clear message. This was never about revenge. It was about principle. The next morning, the courtroom was packed. Reporters, law students, business analysts, everyone knew something monumental was about to happen. Tiger sat alone at the defense table, composed. Lang avoided eye contact. Dominion's CEO, Richard Vale, looked like he hadn't slept. The once smug empire now waited on the edge of a gavel. As Judge Hensley entered, the room stood. She held the ruling in her hands, and a visible weight in her gaze. "This court has reviewed all evidence. It is the judgment of this court that Dominion Gear is guilty of intellectual property theft, willful misconduct, and attempted fraud." But was guilt the end of it, or just the beginning? Judge Hensley's voice rang clear. "Patent number 8765201, claimed by Dominion Gear, is hereby invalidated. Further, pursuant to Section 19B of the Fair Use and Innovation Act, Dominion Gear is prohibited from developing or marketing similar technology for a period of 5 years." The courtroom didn't just react, it shook. It was a ruling few had ever seen imposed. Audible gasps filled the room. Dominion's CEO, Richard Vale, slumped in his chair. Lang buried his face in his notes. Reporters bolted for the exits to file the story. Tiger Woods silences the courtroom with law. Tiger remained still, his hands folded, his eyes forward. He hadn't come to gloat. He had come to restore something that had been taken. But Judge Hensley wasn't done. "Additionally," she said, "Mr. Woods's self-representation was not only competent, but exceptional. This court acknowledges his preparation, integrity, and understanding of the law." For the first time, she smiled. Sometimes genius comes in unexpected forms. So what happens when the world realizes Tiger Woods is more than just a champion on the course? Outside the courthouse, the media mobbed Tiger. "Was the first day all an act?" someone shouted. He smiled. "Let's just say I knew exactly how they'd underestimate me." Dominion's stock plummeted. Investors fled. Their competitors took note. Stealing tech now carried real consequences. Back at home, Tiger didn't celebrate. Instead, he reviewed blueprints for his next innovation. "This wasn't about revenge," he said to Ava. "It was about protecting the game and everyone who comes after me." The courtroom may have closed its doors, but for Tiger, this moment was only one step in a much bigger mission. A week later, a major tech journal published a headline. "The Tiger Doctrine. Play the long game, even in court." His quiet war had become a movement. Young inventors and athletes alike began citing him as an example. Forums buzzed. Patents were double-checked. Legal clinics reached out asking if he'd speak. The ripple effect had begun. But what happens when the courtroom's most unexpected hero is offered a role he never saw coming? 2 months later, Tiger stood in front of a crowd, not on a golf course, but at a university innovation conference. You don't have to be a lawyer to fight for what's right, he said. You just need to prepare harder than anyone expects. The auditorium erupted in applause. For once, it wasn't about swing speed or championships. It was about standing up for yourself when no one thinks you can. In the audience sat Judge Hensley. After the trial, she quietly retired. But today she rose to join Tiger on stage. Your Honor, he said, offering a handshake. She smiled. Just Margot now. And call me your biggest fan. The crowd laughed, but her eyes held something deeper. Respect. A former judge honoring a man who had changed how justice could look when wielded with integrity and intellect. Later that evening, Tiger received an honorary award for ethics and innovation. As he accepted it, he looked at the inscription. One sentence stood out. True champions win with truth. And in that courtroom, Tiger Woods had done exactly that. Not with rage or revenge, but with calm strategy and relentless preparation. He had not only protected his name, he had rewritten the rules of the game. And somewhere behind the scenes, another industry giant just realized Tiger Woods might be coming for them next. Weeks after the conference, Tiger received an envelope. Not digital, not from a fan. Hand-delivered. The return address? Global Tech Ventures, a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate known for acquiring promising innovations and burying the ones that threatened their profits. Inside was a letter, short and to the point. Let's talk. Your talent belongs on a global scale. Ava frowned as she read over his shoulder. They're not offering partnership, she said. They're offering containment. Tiger said nothing at first. He simply walked to the window of his home office, staring out at the trees swaying in the wind. They think I can be bought, he murmured. Or maybe they're just testing if I can be silenced. The next day, a sleek black SUV arrived to pick him up. No press, no public fanfare, just a private jet waiting to take him to an undisclosed meeting. Tiger grabbed his notes and stepped inside. What kind of empire offers praise with one hand and buries competitors with the other? The meeting was held in a towering glass skyscraper overlooking a skyline he didn't recognize. Tiger was led to a private executive boardroom where 5 sharply dressed individuals waited. One of them, Anika Voss, Global Tech's strategic chief, stood to greet him. We admire your vision, she said. We'd like to bring you in, lock up your ideas, build with us. Tiger listened. Their offer was massive. Equity, a lab of his own, even legal protection for future innovations. But behind the smiles, there was a quiet urgency. The kind you only hear when people are afraid of what you might do on your own. You'd retain control, Anika assured him. We just want to manage the rollout. He looked at the proposal. Every clause was neat, but one line caught his eye. Exclusivity of all future IP collaborations. Mandatory. He closed the folder slowly. You don't want to empower me, he said. You want to contain me. If Tiger walks away from their offer, does he gain freedom or make himself their next target? Tiger declined the deal. Respectfully, firmly. No room for misinterpretation. The silence in the boardroom was colder than rejection. It was calculation. Anika nodded politely, but her eyes sharpened. Then I hope you're ready for what comes next. She didn't elaborate. She didn't have to. Back home, a string of unusual events began. A patent filing from Tiger's team was inexplicably delayed. Anonymous legal threats arrived, citing obscure licensing violations. A key supplier suddenly backed out. They're squeezing us, Ava said, reading through yet another cease and desist letter. They're playing dirty now. Tiger, unfazed, opened a fresh notebook and began sketching. Let them come, he said. They think I built one playbook. I've built 5. He didn't just plan to defend himself. He planned to expose the machine behind the curtain. The real battle wasn't in the courtroom. It was in the shadows. Tiger reached out to someone Judge Hensley once mentioned, a former federal investigator turned tech ethics consultant. Her name was Dana Cross, sharp, quiet, and once burned by the same corporate machine now targeting him. You're poking a very big bear, she warned over their first meeting. Good, then it'll stand up where everyone can see it, Tiger replied. Together, they built a legal firewall and a digital trail, a pattern of interference, suppression, and coordinated pressure. Tiger's team cross-referenced names, tracked call logs, and pieced together the moves behind Global Tech's smiling mask. Dana called it corporate chess by proxy. Tiger called it proof. With mounting evidence, Tiger scheduled a press conference. He didn't just want a defense, he wanted a spotlight. And this time, the stage wasn't a courtroom, it was the global stage. What happens when the player turns the spotlight onto the ones who usually stay in the dark? The conference room was packed, not with fans, but CEOs, journalists, and analysts who had all underestimated what one man could do. Tiger stood at the podium, not with a golf club, not with a lawyer, but with a binder, a timeline, and names. He didn't accuse. He revealed. He laid out the chain of events, file by file, step by step, tracing how innovation was suppressed, manipulated, bought, or buried. "This isn't about me," he said. "This is about every mind they've tried to silence." A murmur turned into full-blown reaction as his final slide showed a map of global tech's systemic interference across industries. Within hours, regulators launched inquiries. Global tech's name trended, for all the wrong reasons. Dana smiled across the room as Tiger packed up his folder. "You sure you still want to build things?" she asked. Tiger nodded. "Yeah, only now I get to build without fear. But now that the world's watching, who else might rise behind him?"